All right, everybody, get ready. Because today, we are taking a deep dive into DIY
But
renovations.
we're putting a little spin on it.
Exactly. We aren't talking about massive projects. We're going for maximum impact, minimum effort. You know those little changes that make a huge difference when you're trying to sell your place?
That's right. We're looking for those surgical strikes that totally transform a house and have buyers thinking, okay, where do I sign?
I like the sound of that. Now, let's say we've got a potential buyer. They're pulling up to the house for the first time. What's the first thing they're going to see? What's going to make them hit the brakes and say, this is the one?
Curb appeal. It's all about that first impression. You've got like 5 seconds to make them fall in love.
5 seconds. Man, that's quick.
It's true, but think about it. You're scrolling through listings online. What makes you stop and click?
Totally. It's all about those photos.
Right. So you got to grab their attention right off the bat. A well-maintained yard can go a long way. Maybe a splash of color with some landscaping.
Okay, so we're talking simple, clean, inviting, right?
Exactly. And you know what else screams welcome home? A fantastic front door, a fresh coat of paint, maybe something a little unexpected.
Ooh, I love that. Like, what? Give me some inspiration.
Think bold.
Huh.
A pop of color that says this house has personality. A sunny yellow, maybe even a classic red.
Yeah. Anything but boring beige. And don't even get me started on those outdated porch lights.
Ugh, tell me about it. Swapping those out with something more modern can make the whole house feel updated. It's amazing what a difference those little things make.
It's true. I helped a friend update her lighting before she sold her place, and people thought she'd done a full renovation. It's incredible. But you know what else people are always looking at? The kitchen and bathrooms, right? We got to talk about those. Let's be real for a sec. Those kitchens and bathrooms, those can make or break a sale.
No doubt about it, they're deal makers or breakers. But here's the good news. You don't need to drop a fortune to make them shine.
That's what I like to hear. So let's say our buyer, they're stepping into the kitchen. What should we be focusing on?
Well, first things first, they're checking out those cabinets.
Makes sense. Cabinets are a big deal, but they don't have to be brand spanking new, right?
Nope. A little refresh goes a long way. A fresh coat of paint can work wonders.
Seriously, paint can really transform cabinets. What kind of paint are we talking here?
You want something durable, especially for a kitchen, right? High gloss finish is your best bet. It's tough, easy to clean, and it looks fantastic.
Good to know. I'm all about that durable life. But we want style too, right? Any hot color recommendations?
You know what's really trending? Navy blue cabinets.
Ooh, navy blue. That's bold. I like it.
It's classic, but still makes a statement. And hey, while we're on the topic of kitchens, can we talk backsplashes?
Yes. Backsplashes, they can be tricky. You either go all out or it's just an afterthought.
Right. But listen, the backsplash, it's like the jewelry of the kitchen, you know, and you don't need to spend a fortune on fancy tiles. Keel and stick tiles are a game changer. Easy to install, affordable, and they look incredible.
I've seen those. They've gotten so good, you can find some really convincing designs. But okay, backsplashes are one thing. Countertops, on the other hand, those can get expensive.
You're telling me. But before you go ripping them out, have you considered refinishing?
Refinishing, that's a good point.
It can save you a ton of money and give your countertops a whole new lease on life.
Totally. And it's more sustainable, less waste. But okay, let's say someone set on new countertops. Are there any budget-friendly options that don't look, cheap?
Absolutely. Butcher block is a great choice. Warm, rustic, and surprisingly affordable.
Ooh, butcher block. I love that look.
And if you're worried about durability, laminate has come a long way. You can find some really high-end looking laminate countertops these days that mimic granite or quartz.
Really? Wow, the technology for that stuff is amazing. Okay, so we've got the kitchens covered. Now let's hit the bathrooms. What are our priorities there?
Bathrooms are all about creating that spa-like experience, but you don't need a spa-like budget.
Okay, I'm liking where this is going. So how do we create that luxurious vibe without breaking the bank?
One word: shower. Ditch that old shower curtain and put in a sleek glass door.
Yes. It makes such a difference. Instantly upgrades the whole space.
Exactly. And while you're at it, those little details matter too. Update the faucets, cabinet hardware, even the mirror can make a big impact.
It's all about creating that cohesive, polished look.
Exactly. It shows buyers you care about the details, and it makes the space feel more luxurious.
So we've tackled those big ticket rooms, kitchens, and baths. But there's more to cover, right? What about those little things that can make a big difference without breaking the bank? Those sneaky little upgrades that people don't always think about.
Oh, you mean those secret weapons, those finishing touches?
Exactly. They might not be as glamorous as a kitchen remodel, but they can really boost your home's value.
Totally agree. And honestly, sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest difference, like flooring, for example.
Flooring. Okay, I see where you're going with this. New floors can be a major expense.
Right. But you don't always have to rip everything out and start from scratch.
Yeah.
Sometimes a good deep cleaning can work wonders.
Especially for carpets, right? I've seen some pretty impressive before and afters with just a professional cleaning.
Absolutely. Makes a huge difference, freshens up the whole space.
Right.
But okay, let's say you DO need new flooring. Hardwood is beautiful, but it can get pricey.
So what's a budget-friendly alternative?
Luxury vinyl plank flooring. It's all the rage these days, and for good reason. Durable, easy to install, and it looks amazing.
It really does. I have a friend who used it in her entire house, and I honestly couldn't tell the difference between that and real wood. Okay, so we've got fresh paint, updated fixtures, stylish A&D durable flooring. What's next on our list?
We can't forget about energy efficiency. Buyers today are all about that eco-friendly, cost-saving life.
True. And it's good for the planet, too. So simple things like swapping out old light bulbs for LEDs, that's an easy win.
Absolutely. And hey, if you want to take it up a notch, smart light switches add a cool tech factor.
Ooh, I love a good tech upgrade. It's those little touches that make a house feel modern. Okay, so we've got energy efficiency covered. What about those awkward little walls that seem to pop up in older homes? You know, the ones that just kind of close everything off?
You're talking about opening up the space, creating a more open concept floor plan.
Exactly. But obviously you have to be careful with load-bearing walls and all that. Safety first.
Absolutely. Structural changes are best left to the pros. But if you've got a non-load-bearing wall that's just cramping your style, taking it down can make a world of difference.
It really opens up the space, makes everything feel bigger and brighter.
Exactly. And while we're on the topic of maximizing space, let's talk built-in shelving.
Ooh, yes. Built-ins are amazing. Storage and style all in one. Plus, they can add so much character to a room.
Totally. And they're a great way to add value without sacrificing square footage.
It's a win-win. Okay, we've covered so much ground here. From curb appeal to energy efficiency to the magic of built-in shelving. But we're not quite done yet, right? We have to talk about staging.
Staging is crucial. It's all about presenting your home in its best light, helping buyers envision themselves living there.
Like we're setting the stage for a knockout performance.
Exactly. And the key to a stellar performance is decluttering. Get rid of anything that doesn't scream, this is your dream home.
Out with the clutter, in with those dreamy vibes. Love it.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to rearrange furniture. Add some mirrors to bounce light around. It's all about creating that wow factor.
Speaking of wow factor, for all our listeners out there who are feeling inspired and ready to tackle some DIY projects, what are your go-to resources? I'm a huge fan of YouTube tutorials for those step-by-step guides.
YouTube is a goldmine. You can find tutorials on practically anything these days.
I know, it's amazing. It's like having a personal handyman right there on your phone.
And don't forget about your local hardware store. The staff there can be super helpful, especially if you're new to DIY.
They really are the unsung heroes of the home improvement world. All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive into strategic DIY renovations, what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember?
Don't underestimate the power of small changes. You don't need a massive budget to make a big impact.
I love that. Start small, dream big. And who knows, you might just discover a hidden talent for home improvement along the way. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, everyone. Happy renovating.